Good morning, my M5s. I will quickly review with you what we did from week 7 up to this week, which is week 12. And then, of course, when you're done, please take a screenshot, type your name, and upload the screenshot to our line group. So let's get into it. And this is it. This is our lesson. I understand that you guys have got your other midterms. We are done with my midterm already. So I want to take things a little bit easy for you guys. I want things to be a little bit easier for you in our class. So just watch the video, take a screenshot, and upload it in our line group with your name. And that will be 2 easy peasy points, just like that, and you're good to go, okay? Between week 7 and week 12, our lessons included having discussion points and vocabulary about extreme weather. We had sentence structure and vocabulary, and we had short reading passages and comprehension questions. So of course, we talked about the kind of weather that you guys like. And then we also talked about what the weather is like here in Thailand as well. We had to match the vocabulary with the photos. We did that perfectly fine. And then of course, in this unit, we had to define what a disaster is. And I also shared the synonyms with you guys. And the synonyms are setback, tragedy, accident, and catastrophe. So we talked about different types of disasters, and we talked about how they are caused. We had so many examples, including tsunami and mudslides among, I think we had like, what, 10 examples or so? Oh yeah, we talked about the earthquake. It's too early for me to get awkward. We talked about the earthquake. I was getting tongue-tied. I was saying earthquake. We talked about the weak in the knees. I am not repeating this. No way. No way. You know what? Let's continue. So we talked about earthquakes and snowstorms, avalanche. And for that unit, you guys had to write creative essays. Some of the essays were amazing. I read some really creative essays. You guys are doing really great in terms of your writing skills. A lot of your essays were just out of this world. I was just in awe when I read some of these essays. Amazing job. You guys did very well. Of course, I shared my example with you. Actually, I have 2 examples. I shared 2 examples with you guys. So you guys were pretty awesome when it came to your essays. And then we also talked about other disasters and what people can do in case they experience these type of disasters, which include a flood, forest fire, and even an earthquake as well. And then we had to read about the Australian bushfires. Oh wow, why is it appearing like this? It should be right there. Okay, so we read about Australian bushfires, and then we also discussed more. I think this unit had a lot to do with reading and discussing and discussions. We talked about when do people talk about the weather? People talk about the weather as part of small talk, or if they want to make plans. Yeah, we talked about when people talk about the weather, when they want to make future plans like traveling, and people talk about weather when it's just small talk. You're talking to somebody just to engage in a short conversation, etc. Then, of course, we had to do grammar, because what is English without grammar? We talked about the past simple tense, and that is quite easy. I think the past simple tense is the second easiest tense to learn, right after the present simple tense, right? And we said that the past simple tense is used when we talk about things that happened in the past and they are complete, they are done with, over, finito. And we said subject, the grammar rules: subject, I, you, we, he, she, they, or the name of someone. And then V2, verb 2. Verb 2 consists of regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs end with ed, and irregular verbs require the V1 to change 100%, which means that V1 would be eat, E-A-T. And then when it's irregular for V2, ate, go, went, drink, drank. So I remember asking people to give me examples of regular and irregular verbs using this chart. And that was pretty easy, pretty awesome. We also talked about auxiliary verbs. And we say that auxiliary verbs help you to automatically identify whether you're talking about the past simple or future tense. It requires you to also use infinitive verb. For example, the most common auxiliary verb for past simple is did. So when I'm talking about things that happened in the past, I say I did study yesterday. But we're talking about the past. Why is it I cannot say I did study? Because we have the auxiliary verb did. For those that have a hard time remembering, I said that you can call it an automatic verb because once you use an auxiliary verb, the person talking to you automatically knows whether you're talking about the past or future. So my example here, I did study yesterday, it's correct. Here, I did studied is wrong because we have the auxiliary verb. So we went over this and you guys also gave me your own examples. That was pretty cool and pretty easy. Then we also had to do a lesson about general knowledge, which is on life skills, collaboration, and the focus was on reading about working in a team. When you guys have to work in groups, the kind of language you should use in a group, how to improve your own communication skills when you're working in a group. And then we also reviewed Unit 1 to 4, that obviously included short reading passages, grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. So we ended with Unit 5. Which is titled You Made It. It starts from page 32. Unit 5 talks about changing, or rather, it talks about having hobbies that become your actual job. So we had to use verbs about making things. In this unit, we read a passage about brothers. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is a common mistake. It happens with some people. What was the question? I'm trying to remember it. I didn't put it in this PowerPoint. Whereby, oh yes, why is it wrong to say two twins? Two twins, because the word twin already allows you to identify two people. So we never say two twins, we just say twins. Right, so we did the work on page 32 and 33. We talked about hobbies, and then we had to complete exercises on vocabulary. Then, of course, we had the reading passage. We had to complete that, and we also had to match the vocabulary right here, and of course, more talking points over there. So we continued with page 34 to 35, where we talked about past simple and past continuous. Since we already did the past simple tense, we say past simple is used to talk about things that have already happened, they're over it. We then learned about the past continuous. If you have trouble with grammar, always remember that once you see the word continuous, it means verb ing. So we said past simple is when we talk about things that have already happened, they are done with. Past continuous is used to talk about actions as they were taking place, okay? So it's as if you are explaining what happened in the past, step 1, step 2, or you tell us one action that happened and another action happened after that. That's the small difference between past simple and past continuous. All of it happened in the past. By past continuous, you're telling us about the things as they happened. This happened first, that happened second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. The grammar rules, subject, I, you, we, he, she, they, or name of a person. The past stands for the verb to be, was, were, and verb ing or infinitive ing. We had to also read about time adverbs because a lot of times when you use past continuous, you need time adverbs. Time adverbs tell you a sequence, the time sequence or a series of how things happened. For example, first I woke up at 6:30 and then I did that after this. So you're just telling us how things happened. What was first, second, third? We need time adverbs when we talk about past continuous most of the times, because past continuous, you're telling us about things as they were happening, when they were ongoing. So we need to know how it happened, and we use time adverbs. So we did this exercise. This is so crazy. So we did this, and that was pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, that's it. This is probably the shortest I've ever taught. So we thank God for that. I actually can talk for a short time. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, let me stop now before I get more awkward and weird. But once again, please take a screenshot and type your name, upload it in our line group, and get your beautiful 2 points for free. You know, I'm doing my best to make things easier for you guys as well because we are in a pandemic. Everything is crazy. You guys are also bored at home, but I want you guys to not stress too much. So this is it for today. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and of course, that's it, right? Do I have anything else to say? Yeah. Okay, that's it. All right, guys. Um, take care and bye. Adios. Okay. Stop. And spin.